Hello students, it's me, Teacher Ken, and I'm back here with a clarification lesson. Okay, I know what's happening here. So, the reason why that many of you do not know what to do for the resume project is because YouTube cut my video. Apparently, I was talking too long in that last video titled How to Make a Resume. Please watch that video again to practice English vocabulary and phonics. In this lesson, I will quickly explain to you about how to make a skills-based resume. You will need to know this to do your final exam. Let's begin our lesson. I will review some key points from the first lesson. Let's begin with what is a CV and what is a resume? Well, a resume is usually only one page long, and it has very quick information about your education history, where you have worked at, and what you know how to do. In contrast, a CV has a lot of information. It's usually 2 or even 3 pages long. You are all students, so when you get a job, what do you want to make? What do you think you should make? A CV or a resume? A resume? Very good. Let's continue. Alright, so let's talk more about what is a resume and what does a resume have. Students, for this project, you need to do a lot of thinking. You cannot copy from the internet, and I'll tell you why. Do you see this resume here? This is a very common resume. The first thing we see is the name of the person, and then here, this is like 70% of the resume is all about her work experience. Work experience. Work experience means the job that you have done before in the past and the information about it. I'm trying to tell you that you can't copy from the internet for my assignment because you will not be making this type of resume. It's impossible. You can't do it. You don't have any work experience for the job that you want to get. All of you in my class are accounting students. When you graduate, you will be applying for a job that has to do with accounting. That's why you're spending a lot of money to go to school, right? You want to be an accountant, right? Well, if you find a job, what are you going to put on your resume? Well, you cannot lie on a resume. You have to tell the truth. It is illegal to lie on a resume. So what are you going to tell them? Are you going to have a resume that says, I help people at 7-Eleven. I was a cashier at Tesco. I make ice cream at Auntie Annie. Like, no, you're not going to put that information because that information, it doesn't matter. It's not going to get you a job about accounting. When you work at a job to get money for university, don't make that the biggest part of your resume. if you want to get a job, you need to write mostly about the skills that you can do. Skills. Let's learn about skills. Before I do, I want to teach you a word. Job applicant. Job applicant. That's you. The people who give a resume to get a job, they are called job applicants. And you will give your resume to an employer. Who is an employer? Well, an employer is a person who hires people for a job. In the picture, this is the employer. And this is you, job applicant. Some of you, maybe some students know about engineering. Some students know about medical. Other students know about finance. If you are applying for a finance job, well, the employer will want the person who knows about finance. Now, students, this is why this class is so important. He is a job applicant, and he wants to work a job about finance. Well, when he gives his resume to the employer for a job about finance, he will not get the job if he only talks about his university work experience. I was a cashier at 7-Eleven. I worked customer service at Big C. No, the employer is not going to hire him for a financial job position. What he should do is to make a skills-based resume. This resume is going to highlight his university courses, knowledge, and projects all related to finance. The reason why is because it will tell the employer that he knows about finance. So he will talk mostly about skills. Today's lecture will be about making a skills resume. This is the wrong resume. Do not do this. The internet, like 90% of resumes on the internet are this type of resume. Do not use it. It's not for you. You want a skills resume. Why? I'll explain to you one more time. Because this type of resume focuses on work experience. You do not have work experience. You're a student. So we're going to focus on what you have learned in school. Skills. Let's continue. So there are two types of resumes. We have reverse chronological resumes, and these resumes focus on the jobs that you have done from the most recent to the least recent. Chronological means time. So when you have the most recent, that is the job for this month and in the past before that. Then you would have the job before that and the job before that. So if you look at a resume, let's go back here. You see right here, it has the date and the year. That is the time. So this resume is about time, about the date. Calendar resume, that's chronological. All right, but we're not going to do that. This right here, no. We're not going to do that. Go away. We're going to do this one here. Yes, this resume. I want you to copy this resume. Everything. copy it, but change the information so that the information is about you. So we have a name, address, and email, all of that. Then we have a skills summary followed by professional accomplishments. Accomplishments. An accomplishment is a task that you have successfully completed. For example, here at Ayutthaya Rajabat University, you have completed many projects and assignments for your other classes and for this class. Those are your accomplishments. When you look at a job online and you read what the job wants you to know how to do, you can list that here in your skills-based resume. I'll explain more about that soon. A resume tells a story about what you know and what you can do. Let me say that one more time. A resume tells a story about what you know and what you can do. All stories begin with an introduction. Once upon a time. Here, skills summary. This is the introduction of your skills. Let me give you an example of that. Oh, no. I'll give you an example later. So here, this is where you can write 1 or 2 sentences about what you know how to do regarding accounting, because accounting is the job that you want. The next section of your skills-based resume is going to be professional accomplishments. So here you will write the major skill that you know how to do, and then you can give detailed information using bullet points. These dots are called bullet points. Then finally here you can have some work history and some quick information about your education, but that's it. You don't want the employer to look at your work history or education. You want them to focus on what you know how to do and what you can do. So 2 types of skills. There are the skills you know about, right here. Skills are what you can do and the knowledge that you have. So we have hard skills. Look at Aquaman here. Aquaman has superpowers, and because he has superpowers and because he knows how to use his superpowers, he qualifies for a job as superhero. And what are his skills? Well, he can breathe underwater, he has super strength. It's pretty impressive. Now, I'm not a superhero, you're not a superhero, so what can you talk about? I want you to meet Ice. This is Ice. Hi, Ice. She is a student just like you. Well, what does she know about? Well, she knows about how to use Microsoft Word and Microsoft Excel. Good job, Ice. She also knows how to give an interesting presentation in Thai and English. This is very important for accountants because if the business owner or CEO wants to know about what you're doing, Maybe you have to explain to them so that they will understand. Well, you know about that because you're a student and you have been giving presentations about information for a long time. You are patient, you have leadership skills, and maybe you know how to organize events. So students like you, most of you all know how to do this. So write about that in your resume. There are hard skills and soft skills. Hard skills. Okay? And soft skills. Soft skills. Fantastic. So hard skills are what you know how to do for a job, and you have learned these at school. You can type really fast. You have a degree or a certificate. You know how to use computer programs. So this is everything that you have learned at school. Now, soft skills are called people skills. Soft skills are very important for a job. This is your ability to work with other people. This is your ability to explain your job to people who don't know about accounting. Anything about talking or working with other people, that is soft skills. Let's continue. It's time to make a resume. So there are sections of a resume. The top section is called contact information. A moment please, my room is really cold and I have an itch. Okay. So contact information will be on the top. Your name, your email, your address, phone number, all of that. No social media. An employer can use your social media to discriminate against you and to not hire you. So do not put your social media. Next, your skills summary. This is my example about what you can write. Basically, you should have 2 sentences. Who you are and what you can do. Now, this is not Facebook. This is not Twitter. It's not TikTok. You should be talking about who you are and what you can do for the job that you want. So, who are you? Do not say, I am a tall man with brown eyes and black hair. No, you need to say something that will make the employer want to hire you. For example, I'm an undergraduate with a degree in English. That's just an example. Postgraduate means you have a master's degree or a doctorate. You are currently earning a bachelor's degree, which means you are an undergraduate. So you would say, for you, my students, for you, you would say, I'm an undergraduate getting a degree in accounting. All right. Next, what can you do? Okay, so you already know how to do some tasks for accounting because you've been practicing here at school with your other teachers. So write about that. You want to say proven experience. Proven experience. Right here. It means that you have experience and you can prove it. You have proven experience doing what? Speaking English effectively. Speaking English effectively means พูดอังกฤษเก่งมาก with native speakers in addition to translating between English and Thai languages accurately. I don't want you to copy this. This is only an example. You should write about what you have done regarding accounting. Next. So, how do you know what an employer wants? What skills does an employer want? Well, in my video from last week, you learned how to search for a job online, and you have already completed homework about that. So, I want you to go back online and to look at the skills that employers want. This is my Google Translate right here. So job listings on jobsdb.com are separated into responsibilities and qualifications. This is what you will do at the job. It's what you're responsible for. Responsible means your duty. And qualifications means what you need to know to get the job. Look at this and look at this. If you have something here, you should write it on your resume because that is what the employer wants. Okay, now it's time for you to do your homework again. Remember, all of your information must be true. You cannot tell a lie. If you tell a lie on your resume, you will get fired from your job, and maybe you could go to jail. I'm not sure about Thailand. In the West, definitely, it is illegal to lie on a resume. So what I want you to do is I want you to copy this format, all right? Copy this format. Here's my example for major skill 1. Well, you have a knowledge of accounting computer programs. That's right here. Then here we have bullet points. This is where you give additional information. You have intermediate knowledge of Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Visual Basic, and QuickBooks. Okay, well, we need another skill. Well, how about mathematics skills? If you got a good score, like a grade B or a grade of A in algebra and calculus, then talk about that. Excelled in algebra and calculus. Next, leadership abilities. It's really important that you know how to be a leader, that you can help other people at your work to complete a project or to do something. So, leadership abilities. Here is the title, the title, the title. It's the same as the resume here. Title, title, title. Major skill 1, major skill 2, major skill 3. So that's here. Then under, we have bullet point. And this is the extra information about that skill. Then under that, I want you to write about your work history, just a little bit, just one job that you've had. Again, the job is not important because the job will not help you to become an accountant someday, because you only have university job experience, and that is not what employers want. Okay. And finally, education. So you can just copy this. Bachelor's degree, accounting, UTI Rajabhat University. Now, for activity, gichakam, activity, you can put activity only if the information from it is going to help you get a job. So if you were a volunteer for English camp, or if you were a leader in your class, please write that down. because that is supporting one of your major skills, leadership abilities. That's fantastic, okay? But do not put I play football, I play volleyball, I like to sing, I like to dance. Put merai. Do not put that down. Nobody cares. If you want to get a job, you can only put information that will help you get a job. A resume is a story about what you know that the employer wants to hear about. So remember that. This resume is a document for you to get a job, and it has to be true. Alright, we are finished. I hope this video was really helpful for you. If it wasn't, please tell me what you need help about. You need to tell me what you don't understand, and then ask me a question about what you want. If you would rather get help alone, please go on to Google, and you can search in Google about skill-based resume, or you can go onto YouTube and do a search for skill-based resume. Alright, we're finished. I hope you found this video helpful. Again, if it was helpful, please give it a like. Sign in below, and I will see you next video. Thank you so much.